Well, good morning. It's just coming up to 5 to 10 on the 16th of May. I've just literally arrived at my swim. I'm on the Oxford Canal today, and I've come down for a spot of bream fishing first of all on bread punch, and then a little bit later on, once that peters out, I'm going to move over to roach fishing on the maggot. And I've just dumped all the gear here and I've just poured myself a drink. It's an absolutely beautiful morning, although they reckon it's going to cloud over later, but at the moment the sun's shining, and it is going to go a little bit cooler as well. But we're here for bream and roach today. There's some hybrids in here as well. There's also some nice rudding here, and I just fancied a change today. Whilst I've been recovering, I've been doing an awful lot of canal walking just of late. One, because I needed the exercise, and two, because I've been out carp spotting, looking for potential new places to carp fish, which I'm about to start any day now that I feel I can perhaps manage a night out. And I've also been in a very charming correspondence with a gentleman that used to fish round the areas that I go on the canal a few years back, and he's been kind enough to share some of his pictures with me. He's coming down next week, so I'm going to meet up with him. He's going to be doing a bit of fishing, a bit of carp fishing and a bit of other fishing as well. So I'm going to have a catch up with him. I don't know whether I'll have a night out just yet, but it's certainly going to be any day now. My brother's also been on to me, he wants to come out as well, and Cameron and Jack want to venture out with me as well. So that's how I know that it's May. The May blossom is out behind me and the sun is shining. You can always tell when it's like that, because that's when Cameron and Jack and my brother like to come out. They're fine weather anglers, you might say. I've been baiting up a few spots on the canal, and I've seen a few fish as well, and that's part of the reason why I'm here. While I've been out walking these stretches of canal, and I've been covering quite a few miles, I've seen either a bit of fish activity or some potential looking swims, and then what I've done is I've come back and I've been putting a bit of bait in, ready to fish some of these spots. And also what I've been doing is coming out and having a couple of hours out on the canal, doing a bit of pole fishing, catching a few fish, whilst I've been watching some of these areas as well for signs of fish. So there is a little bit of method in my madness. Makes the waiting for fish signs a little bit more bearable. Anyway, I've talked for long enough. I'm going to get all my gear set up now and get ready to start fishing, and then once I've got that all sorted, I'll put the camera back on and talk to you a little bit later. All set up, ready to go. I've plumbed the depth, and over where I'm fishing I've plumbed it just in front of that May blossom bush there, and also just to the back of it, and the same this side as well. And what I plan to do is I'm going to put some liquidised bread across there now. Or mash bread, should I say, not liquidised. And that I already prepared at home last night. And I'm going to, as I said at the start, fish the bread first, and then a little bit later on watch the camera. So I'm fishing just out to there. Just turn that over. put 2 of those in to start. Canal's not towing at the moment, so get a bit in while I can. Few boats as always. I can hear another one coming up now. It's just something I'll have to put up with today. But hopefully there won't be too many. And then after the bread punch, I'll move over to maggots. Right. Sort myself out half a slice of bread. Same as most people, what I tend to do is I drop that in the microwave, nuke it for about 15 seconds in a freezer bag, and then I pop it into the freezer then, so I've always got plenty ready for when I want to come fishing. It's a 4 to 6 elastic that I'm starting with today. It's solid elastic. I know it's old fashioned now, but I've got loads of solid elastics and I'm determined to use them up, and on the canal it's just perfect place for that. And then on there I've got about a 3.2 main line, and then I'm down to a 2 pound hook length on here, and I'm starting off with just a 16 and a bit of double punch bread. I've marked and I'm fishing 4 inches over depth approximately. I'm going to start with just over the other side because I want that about where the first dropper is, because what I've got here is, as I said, 3.2 main line. I've got a 2 pound hook link. I've got a 0.6 of a gram float, and what I've done is I've spaced out some shot on there, bulked just here because I want it to go down quite quickly, and then I've got a couple of tiny droppers on there to a 16. Make everything nice and slow and deliberate. That sun's very strong, is it? Oh, bit of a bite now, and there's the first one. Probably be a few roach to start with, and then the bream should show with any luck. Looks a nice one. There we go. Our first fish of the day. I guessed it'd be a roach because the couple of bites that I've had have been quite quick. But it's a bit lively. That'll do to start with. Nice depth actually. It's about, I should think, 2.5 foot, 2.5 foot across there. So I've left myself room so that I can chase them up the bank a little bit if they retreat a bit further back under the bushes. The next. Looks like another nice roach. Take our time, I'm not match angling, I don't have to bully and rush them in. That is a corker. Put that down a moment while I show you this. There you go, a stunning little hybrid, look. You can tell it's a hybrid because of the depth, and also it's got these enlarged scales on here. So I imagine it's roach bream. Anyway, let's put him in. Roach and the hybrids are always the first to show, and then what you tend to get is the bream will show up in a little while and it will change and it'll shove the roach out the way. Let's just check those batteries. Yes, it's really pushing through hard now. Yeah, I know I leave a lot of float bristle showing while I'm fishing, but I like to see bites develop rather than just going down for the dotted down floats that I used to fish in my younger days. This is a proper roach, not a hybrid. That's what I like about barbless hooks. They always come out in the net. Lovely. Bonjour, mon ami. Just in time, there's a boat coming by the sound of it. Another nice roach. It's not quite what's meant to be happening. It's meant to be a few roach, not hybrid, and some bream, and then roach. But I shan't complain. Another nice fish. Oh, let's get something to eat. And go for a healthy option. Absolute beauty of a day though. Right, I think I'll risk a top up now that we've had a few boats. See if I can encourage the bream. Watch the camera. Just float that into position. See if that helps matters. You can tell there's been a real increase in the temperature these last few days. I guess there was a boat coming. So I can get a quick one before it turns up. Yeah. See if we can land this one. It's nice. One coming each way. Hope they're not going to try and pass where I'm fishing because I'm on a keep net. Just watch my keep netting by here, please. Thank you very much. It's alright, if you caught that, you'd drag the box and everything in with it, you see. And me. You'd be towing me up the canal. Thank you. Sorry, just had to change the camera battery here. Unfortunately, it coincided with me catching the first bream. Always the way, isn't it? To be a vlogger. Come on, you. There we go. There goes my disgorger. Right. Well, he doesn't want to sit still for me. But there we go. I caught bream from here before, and a lot of the a lot of the bream in here have a real bronzy tinge to them. This one is definitely not playing ball. Yes, have a real bronzy tinge to them, a lot of them. This one hasn't quite got it so much, but I'm going to put him back because he's just playing me up all the time. But hopefully we might get one or two before the session is over. Oh, it took a long time to turn up today. Well, we've had a bream and a few more hybrids. I'll carry on going for a little bit longer. I thought it would have died off, but actually it's probably getting a little bit better. Pity more bream haven't showed up. As I said, I'll weigh one of the hybrids, one of the roach and one of the bream at the end. And I'll do a net weight as well, but you know, the bream are probably, I don't know, £1.5 a piece, £1, £1.5 a piece conservatively. You can soon amass quite a good weight when you get 10 of those show up in your swim. But I don't know what it is today, they're just not playing ball. We've been dominated by roach and the hybrids, really. Oh, that one nearly had me striking. I've lost a couple of fish today. I think I've been a bit playing them like a girl, to be honest, probably because I've got the camera on and I was trying to catch a few fish for the camera instead of being a little bit more positive. And probably having not filmed for a while, but a nice day. I mean, it's only 20 to 2 now, so probably, so I've been fishing, what, 3 hours I should think. It's been quite steady. This is where I've lost one or two, this looks like one of our bream, which is good. Be the second one. They're late today, but better late than never, I say. Yes, here we go. I know I'm pleasure fishing, and it's always a bit different when you're pleasure fishing. You haven't got 50 other poles along the canal bank all competing for fish. But I'm not a match angler either. My match angling days were many years ago when I used to go match fishing. I'm still more of your pleasure angler, specimen hunter. More pleasure angling these days than anything else, to be honest. Here we go. What are you doing? Let's have a look at you. That's £8 to a... That one's gone back in on his own, as they say. I was messing about, wasn't it? Anyway, £1 to £1 to £1.50. As I said, you get 10 of those. Hope he doesn't go back and tell his mates. Ooh, almost had me striking. Need to count, let them get it in their mouths. So if we can hang on to this one, it's a reasonable fish. I've got all this rubbish coming down again. Don't go around the rubbish. Yes, well, oh, that's a colossal fish. I thought that was a bream again. But it's a hybrid. Now, I'll try and show you this one without it leaping into the canal. Lovely. Right, put you in the net before you escape. It's just 3 o'clock now. I've still been catching on the bread punch, as a matter of fact. I caught some small roach, and then I got some bigger roach again, and then some hybrids came back, and it's still fishing quite well. It seems a shame to leave it really, but I did plan to have a go with some red maggots again, just for half an hour to demonstrate. So what I've actually done is I've pulled the float down by about 4 inches. It's the same float, and I've spaced the shotting pattern out now so that they're all evenly distributed down the line. So I've shallowed up, as I said, about 4 inches, so I'm just about touching bottom. And I'll start. I haven't fired any maggots out across there yet, but I'm just going to in a moment. Just straighten that out a little bit, and we'll probably find, because we're sort of fishing on the drop really, that what we'll find is we'll get a smaller stamp of roach, I would imagine. Not always, but usually, compared to the bread punch brings the bigger fish as a general rule. Same hook, same main line. I've not changed anything. I'll probably go down a bit finer to an 18 or a 20 if I was just fishing maggot from the off, but I'm not. It's just for half an hour, so it's not worth me setting up another rig. Anyway, let's have a put across. I'm going a little bit further in from where I was. As I've said, I've shallowed up and I'm going for a nice slow fall, so I should probably get a few bites on the drop quite quickly, I would have imagined. Might take them a few minutes to change over to the maggot. Quite often find that I do, that it's, you always think of maggot as being pretty instant, but it's not always. When the fish have got their heads down on one particular bait, it can take a little bit to get them to change. And there we go, straight in. Looks like a little roach on double red maggot. Oh, here's a skimmer. Oh, could be a skimmer. But normally I wouldn't expect the bread punch line to have lasted as long as it had. It's pretty instant method, bread punches. You know, you put a ball in and you start fishing over it, and you'll either get fish fairly quickly or you won't. But it doesn't tend to last too long as a general rule. Well, I find it doesn't for me. Perhaps other people can tell me different, but I find it doesn't. I'm surprised it's lasted as long as it has today. Anyway, let's get another fish and then I'll turn the camera off because I need to save a little bit of film and battery power just for the end to have a look at the final net. In over the other side, as I said, lay it back so that it sinks slowly through the water, nice gentle even foot, and we're straight in. As you can see, much smaller stamper fish higher up in the water. If you remember, I did a couple of videos on the river where I fished shallow on the river. I got a small stamper fish, and then up the depth on the waggler and scrape bottom to try and get a bigger stamper fish. And it's no different. You always tend to get the smaller fish higher up in the water. That up. Now, a good matchman would be firing out bait while he was bringing this in, but I'm not a good matchman, so. And it's not that imperative to me because I'm packing up in about 10 minutes. That's a nice roach. I'm going to finish on that roach there. I'm going to carry on filming for another couple of minutes, but I'll end on that roach there because it's quite a nice one. And then we'll have a look at the net at the end and I'll get a weight. Well, I've just weighed this little lot and it's come to £25 4 ounce, which isn't bad for a canal, is it? Of roach, hybrids and bream. Back when I was a lad, if he caught £6 of fish on the canal, that would have been a match winning score, and would have been a superb day. So it just goes to show how things have changed. Right, I'll put these back now, and I might weigh 1 or 2 of them before I put them back, just to get a guesstimation. But once again, thank you ever so much for watching. And until the next time, all the best with your angling. Come on, it's time to let you go.